All right, y'all. Happy 4th of July. Hope everybody's having a fun and safe holiday. So I'm coming at you today with the review for the first Purge. Not the Purge or Purge Anarchy or Election Year. This is called the first Purge. This is a prequel to those other movies I just named. And look, you know a franchise is fucking up when they do so bad with the sequel, they gotta go back and do a prequel to set everything back right again. And I will say, this movie really did its job. Like, this was way better than Election Year. Like, I almost want to erase that from canon. Anarchy was the shit. The first Purge was pretty good. I put this Purge, the first Purge, up there with the best of them. I thought it was really solid. Takes place in the hood. It shows the events that led up to the very first Purge movie, which was very interesting. And if you've seen the trailer, you know how it goes. I mean, they're trying to do a social experiment to see how low-income people would respond to if they had a day where they can commit any crime that they wanted with no repercussions, how they would react to it, and just see if what the outcome would be of that. And it's orchestrated by Marissa Tomei's character, the architect. She's the one that puts it together, runs it by the government, and the government takes it and runs with it, literally. So that's pretty much the basic of the story. And matter of fact, the first character that we see is a character by the name of Skeletor, and this guy was scary. Like, he had the marks all over his face. You know what I mean? He's got the purple contact lens. Like, this guy's a nutcase, and they study him and they say, okay, this will be a perfect person to start this purge with. And he does. He has purge written all over him. Like, he's down for it. This guy even creates his own Wolverine claws made out of syringes. That goes to show how crazy he is. So yeah, Skeletor is definitely one of the standout characters. So this film takes place on Staten Island, Park Hill, Shaolin, home of the Wu-Tang Clan, or most of the members of the Wu-Tang Clan. And the whole time I'm watching, I'm wishing that some of the Wu-Tang would show up and do a cameo, but you don't always get what you want. Now, even though this movie takes place in the hood, it is based on Staten Island, but don't expect an accurate portrayal of Staten Island, because you're not going to get that. You got to remember, this is a Purge movie, so this shit goes into the ridiculous. This goes into almost cartoonish-like violence, but very brutal and bloody cartoonish violence. But don't expect like an accurate portrayal of the hood, because you're not going to get that. But to Purge standards, I really thought this film really worked, and I think it really lived up to my expectations, if not exceeded my expectations. Now, at first, in the beginning, my gripes was that I thought it was trying to show black people in a negative light. Like, you know, it takes place in the hood, so of course you got to show hood people doing hood things. And it's like every stereotype that you know to be in the hood, like you're seeing that, you know. So I'm like, okay, are they trying to like paint us in a bad light? I said, I thought we got further than this with Black Panther, you know what I mean? And I guess Luke Cage. But I'm like, man, I thought we got further than this, but nah. They do throw a curveball in there where by the end, you know, black people could walk out with their heads up like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what's up. You know, not to get into too many spoilers, but you walk in, if you're really offended by how, if you're offended by how black people get portrayed negatively in movies and shows, this might offend you at the beginning, but stick around because it does get better. Now, of the standouts, I did mention Skeletor, and one of the main protagonists, he's the Nino Brown, the godfather of Staten Island. Like, he's the man. And speaking of Nino Brown, he can be Wesley Snipes' son. This guy is like a younger, buffer version of Wesley Snipes. And when you look at him, you'd be like, yo, if they ever cast Blade, that's what they need to get. And his name is Yalin Noel. He plays the character of D. And this guy has action star written all over him. Like, he fills the void for the Frank Grillo character from the previous movies. Like, he fills that void. He does it well. Like, this guy's a badass. Like, he is a star, you know. So if they do cast Blade, he needs to be in that shit. Of the other characters, really no interesting characters. Like, there's a brother and sister combination named Naya and Isaiah, which is so funny. Like, those are my babies' names, Naya and Isaiah Boog. And yeah, their characters are not really interesting. Like, especially the character of Isaiah, he got on my nerves a lot. The sister Naya, she really worked my nerves at first too, but then I started to tolerate her after a while. And it's funny that they irritate me and they're named after my babies. Go figure. But yeah, the characters are not really interesting, but it still doesn't take away from this. You do get a full Purge experience, and that first Purge is a motherfucker, but it's not what you think. and there's kind of a twist to it, and you're like, holy shit. Like, it does have a political message where you're like, okay, is this film liberal propaganda, or is this conservative satire? Is this left or is this right? I don't know. It does kind of paint the government badly also, you know what I mean? So it does have a blaxploitation feel to it. It does kind of have a message in there also. But yeah, man, I thought it was ill. It's definitely worth seeing. It's definitely worth checking out. I understand if people go into this movie and walk out saying that it wasn't that good, man. Like, I can see people shitting on this movie. I think it's going to be an acquired taste where either you're going to dig it or you're going to hate it. I'm going to fall into the group of people that really did like this movie because I really did dig it. And it's a B movie. You know, it's not a cinematic masterpiece. It's not something that's going to win an Oscar, or, you know, it's not going to be praised for its master filmmaking. It's a Purge movie, man. So if you go into it with the mindset of you watching a Purge movie, I think you would dig it, and I really dug it. And the fact that it's an urban Purge movie where it takes place in the hood, and it's not like, it's cartoonish at times, but not as cartoonish as that election year shit. Like, it does go into the ridiculous, but I thought it was done in a good way. I thought the action sequences were pretty good. Some of it was kind of jarring, a little rough around the edges. You get some shaky cam type shit. But it didn't take me away from it. I thought everything in this movie looked good for the most part. And I dug it, man. What more can I say? I dug this film. I definitely recommend watching it. And that guy I just named, what's his name? Yolande Noel. Watch out for that guy, man. He's a star. I'm telling you, that guy's a star. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to give the first Purge a B. It is a B movie. I'm going to give it a B. And I really did enjoy it. Not perfect by a long shot, but it is really enjoyable. And I say it is one of the best Purge movies. And matter of fact, I'm going to go back and watch Anarchy to compare the two, because Anarchy, coming into this, Anarchy was my favorite one. This might have topped it. So that's my grade for the Purge. What did you guys think? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Am I full of shit? You know what I'm saying? Do I know what I'm talking? Do you think I know what I'm talking about? Comment below whatever you're thinking, man. Comment freely. Thank you for watching. As always, this is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.